Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome to My Zone Online School. I am Teacher Hartung and our theme this week is the food chain and saving water. Now, before we start with our lesson today, we have to sanitize. So, make sure you rub it in carefully and make sure your hands are dry before you start with your work. Now let's see what we are going to learn about today. We will do money and capacity. For the first part of our lesson today, let's turn our booklets to page 29. Today, we are starting with money. Now here, we are going to look at buying, selling, and giving change. Now there you will see, you also have a few pictures of items and their prices below. And then you will also see a few word problems that we have to solve. Let's look at the first one. The first one reads, Sam bought a pizza and an ice cream. So how much does he have to pay in total? Now let's quickly go back and have a look at all the prices for all the items. The first item is a jar of jam. The jam is 23 Namibian dollars. Then we have a pizza for 37 Namibian dollars. Then we have a cup of tea for 12 Namibian dollars. And lastly, some delicious ice cream for 15 Namibian dollars. So, you will then also see in each colored block, there is an item or two items that you have to add together. Now, I'm going to do the first one with you. I already wrote my sum on the board, so let's quickly see what you have to do. So on the board we have the amount. Can we just quickly have a look again? What is the amount for pizza? You will see the amount for pizza is $37. On the page it also says pizza plus ice cream. What is the amount for the ice cream? It's 15 Namibian dollars. That means, boys and girls, we have to take the pizza amount and add it together with the ice cream amount. Now, let's quickly see on the board how you have to do that. You will see that I wrote it here. The pizza amounts to 37 Namibian dollars and the ice cream is 15 Namibian dollars. Now you go ahead and add the pizza and the ice cream amounts together to get your total. Right. Now you will see I added all my cents, 0 cents. Now I have to go ahead and add up all my dollars. Let's see. First we say 7 plus 5 is 12. That's right. So we don't write 12 in here. We only write the 2 and the tens we bring over to the tens on top. So we then say 1 plus 3 plus another 1 equals 5. Now you see, boys and girls, the total for our pizza and ice cream is 52 Namibian dollars. Right. Now before you continue adding up all your other items, let's quickly have a look at the next part of our activity. Now there they say you have to calculate the change. Now remember everyone, you need to finish adding up all the items first before you can calculate the amount of change. Now let's quickly look at the first one. Number 1 reads, Sam paid with a 60 Namibian dollar note. How much change will he get? Now remember everyone, on top there we calculated a pizza that Sam bought and an ice cream. Remember, our total there was 52 Namibian dollars. Now if we go ahead and do that sum, remember, if he paid with $60, how much change will he get? So we say 60 Namibian dollars minus 52 Namibian dollars. Right. Again, we have to subtract our cents, but in this case, we have 0 cents there and 0 cents there. Now we go ahead and we subtract our dollars. Here we say 0 minus 2. But we can't subtract 2 from 0 because there is nothing. What do we need to do now? We need to go ahead and borrow. So we borrow 1 from the 6. Then we have 5 left over. Then we say the 1 is added there. Now we have 10. So 10 minus 2 equals 8. And then 5 minus 5 is 0. So that means the change Sam will get will amount to 8 Namibian dollars. Right, everyone? Before we go ahead and add up all the money and all the change, let's quickly turn our booklets to page 30 and see what you need to do next. Now on page 30, we are dealing with capacity. Now there it says that you have to fill up the bottles with the given information. Now you will see, boys and girls, there are 5 bottles and each bottle is labeled A, B, C, D and E. And then on the left side of the page, there is an amount given for each of the bottles. A, 250 milliliters. B, 300 milliliters. C, 100 milliliters. D, 150 milliliters. And E, 200 milliliters. So now we know that the bottles are measured in milliliters. So now you have to look at each letter and match it with each bottle, and then you color in the amount or fill the bottles by coloring the amount allocated next to each number. So I'm going to help you and do A with you. So let's quickly have a look. A must be filled up to 250 milliliters. Right. Now let's see how we are going to do that. On the board, I drew a little bottle. So let's see. You must look at all these little measurements. And remember we said 250 milliliters. So now you go ahead and you check and you check and you check. And there we have 250. That means you have to go ahead and fill up the bottle up to 250 milliliters. So you see, I think blue looks like water. So we fill it up up to 250. Right. Now everyone, each one of the other bottles will also have to be filled up to a certain capacity. So you need to look at B, C, D and E, check the amounts and make sure that you fill up your bottles correctly. Now let's quickly look at the next part. Now here it says you have to rearrange the containers from the most to the least capacity. And then you have to write down the letters from the most to the least. Okay, there you will see all these containers: A, B, C, D and E. And just below that you have all the numbers where you have to write in the correct letter. Number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now remember everyone, if you look carefully at these measurements, you will see you have milliliters and liters. So the first picture looks like a cool drink can. So there it says 340 milliliters. And then B, there's a bucket measured in liters. It says 3 liters. And then we have an oil can, or at least something that looks like an oil can. And this one is also measured in liters, 25 liters. And then you have a cup, 500 milliliters, and a juice box, 250 milliliters. By now, boys and girls, you should know that liters are more than milliliters. So you have to now go and look at the most, or the item with the most capacity, to the item with the least capacity. And we said earlier, liters are more than milliliters. So that means if you want to find the most, you need to find an item measured in liters. And I think for number 1, the answer is C, 25 liter. Right. Now you must go ahead and try and arrange the rest of the containers from the most to the least. But there is one more activity that we shouldn't forget about, and this is where we have to estimate. There it says estimate the capacity of the items. Remember grade 3s, when we estimate, we guess. Right. So you will see that some of these items are similar to the items that you have on top. So maybe you can also use those as a guideline. Or maybe look at what items are similar, which can help you with your estimations. So the first one is a bucket. Then you have a cool drink can, a cup, a container that looks like a pan, and a bottle of water. On top, you have a little square, rectangular block with all the measurements. So you have to guess the measurement for each item and write it in below. Right, boys and girls, if you have trouble with this activity, you can always go back and make sure you read your instructions carefully and look at the pictures, and I hope you will have a very good time and lots of fun guessing and rearranging your containers. And also don't forget, fill up the bottles in the beginning. Have fun, boys and girls. We will see you shortly after the ad break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
Thank you so much for joining us today, boys and girls. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Now, before we say goodbye, we need to sanitize. Remember, boys and girls, sanitizing keeps all the nasty germs away. So remember, wait for your hands to dry before you touch anything. Now, before we go, my friend Zoshi promised me that we could go to the park today. So, can you help me find Zoshi? Zoshi! Zoshi! Where are you? Oh, there you are! Well, from Zoshi and I, we say goodbye!
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF, MyZone Online School, Amos Meerkat Syllabus, and Capricorn Foundation.